Welcome, everybody, to the Dynasty Football Diner. I am your host, Dan, joined, as always, by my co-host, Carrie.
What's up?
What's up? It is November 5th, 2024. It is Election Day. By the time this comes out, the election will be over, or maybe not. Nobody knows. However, hope you all were safe. Hope you all got out and did your civic duty. And no matter what happens on the backside of this, let's all just have a great rest of the year, huh? Catch us on YouTube and Spotify at DFD Podcast. We've been noticing more and more listeners, more and more subscribers. We love that. We appreciate that. The Diner is thriving off of you listeners, so thank you so much. On IG and X, DFD_podcast, Facebook, DFD Pod, all that good stuff. Please like, follow, subscribe, rate, and review. Drop a comment. If you feel so inclined, unsubscribe, resubscribe, and re-review. All that stuff helps the Diner. Carrie, how you doing this week?
I'm doing good, man. Getting over a little bit of back spasms and stuff like that, but I had a good weekend. Had a good Sunday. Got to watch some football. Did some good stuff with my teams. Just living it up, brother.
Dude, I got to tell you. So, being a chef, it comes with a lot of missed night events. But this year, I happened to be off for trick or treat.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was. I was super stoked. Got to take the kids out trick or treating and stuff. And not as soon as the next morning did I start to have a bit of a cough. I'm talking, in the neighborhood we were in, packed. Like, you had to wait in line to go up a driveway. Have you ever heard of such thing? For
No,
trick or treat?
That's a bit ridiculous.
I mean,
That is.
So in our town, because of Facebook, right?
Yeah.
There's like 4 neighborhoods that got so juiced up where now everybody goes, right? Whether it's full-size candy bars or, just whatever. We happen to have family in one of these neighborhoods, so we always go there. And this thing was like a parade. It reminded me of it was just so wild. And then, of course, as soon as I wake up the next day, bit of a cough, a little bit of sniffles.
Of course.
Just a cesspool of disease, these kids. We love them, but geez.
Yeah, my son also had a bit of an issue when he got back, so.
PSA out there to all the parents. Let's jack these kids up with vitamin C and essential oils and whatever we need to do to stop this cesspool from spreading. You all right with that? So, you're not even listening. All right, good.
No, I am. It would be great if all the kids could keep their germs to, themselves. But they're kids. They don't know any better. They all dig in the same candy bag.
Well, they need to work on it.
Well, I don't know what you want to do.
Well, I have ideas, but that's
okay. Well, send your child out in a bubble next time, like Bubble Boy.
I will not.
Also, heads up. I also want to thank everybody for tuning in to both channels, YouTube and on Spotify together. So far, we've hit 201 views / listens, and I think we're hitting almost 50 total subscribers over both. Pretty close to 50, not quite there yet. But we're there. We appreciate everybody's support and stuff like that. So
thank you so much, Diners. We really do appreciate it. And it keeps the podcast trucking, okay? We do this for us, but more importantly, we do it for you guys, right? If there wasn't any diner out there, it would just be serving your personal meal like you do at the house every night. So we thank you a lot. Please tell a friend. Get in your league chats. Drop the link. It does help the diner out. You ready to recap the weekend?
I'm ready if you ready.
All right. Well, to start it off, a few times a year, you and I are going to be able to talk about this. So let's just start it off here. In our Superflex League, you and I were playing each other. Going in, we were both 4-4.
Yes, sir.
So as of Saturday night, I wrote these notes down, right? I had 2 double stacks, and I had T. Higgins and Nico Collins injured. You, on the other hand, had great news. You had the Chase Brown and Puka both in. And your newly acquired toy of Gardner Minshew. Talk to me about that.
He was phenomenal. He did almost as good as Caleb Williams with 2.96 points. So that was awesome. Still won. I pulled out the win by 25, something like that, 28. So yeah, Gardner Minshew, I had to have one. I thought he was going to do better than that, but he didn't. It was against Cincinnati. I don't know how he didn't, but he didn't. But I mean, that's how it goes.
Yeah, so my 2 stacks, I had the Caleb Williams and DJ Moore stack come out for a combined total of 16.48.
Mm-hmm.
What a dud. And then the other stack I had, let me see, what was it? Oh, I had the Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson stack. Justin Jizzle, always, he's just such a stud, dude. If anybody wants to argue with me that Justin Jefferson isn't the number 1 wide receiver in the league, I am more than happy. Get in the comments. If you think, you diners out there, anybody who wants to talk to me about Justin Jefferson not being the number 1 wide receiver in the league, please get in the comments, because I'd love to hear, some other views about why not. But to me, he's hands down he's quarterback proof. It doesn't matter. I'm just so impressed by him. Love having him on the Diner team.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
He's the man.
He's beautiful.
Hawkinson, I took a chance because, first game back after a whole year, 3 for 4 receptions, 27 yards, not too shabby. I mean, the other players I had, nobody outscored him, so it really doesn't even freaking matter. Okay, so that was my double stack. Talk to me about this. Chase Brown, boy, ooh, baby, landed a 29.7 for the boy. 120 yards, 37 through the air, and a tutty.
Yeah, he had 100% of the snaps. So Zach Moss is out from a neck injury.
Puncha Nakua.
He didn't punch him. He shoved him with his fist.
Okay. Well, either way, landed you 1 reception for 11 yards.
Yeah, 1 for 4.
Didn't matter. He almost outscored your newly acquired quarterback, Gardner Minshew.
Listen, I have Gardner Minshew because my other quarterback was Justin Fields, which they promptly took off the field and kind of really messed me up. It messed me up pretty good.
I mean, you still won handedly, but I just wanted to point out, like, you and I last week after the episode, we had talked about how much fab to drop on Gardner Minshew because you need a quarterback.
I think I dropped a good bit.
You did. And I would have too if I was in your position. It wasn't anything you did wrong. It's just
you sucked.
Brutal. Yeah. Yeah. But
he did awful.
The good news is that on top of that almost 30-point performance from Chase Brown, you also had Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Lord, let me start over. Jackson Smith and Jigba for
boy, did
40 burger. Ooh, Lordy. Dropped a 40 burger on my behind. If you didn't do that, it would have been a different story. But, this is fantasy football, people.
Well, when DK don't play.
That is what it is. Go JSN.
Unfortunately, I think they're on a bye week this week.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that had to happen for that, but
absolutely.
I'm just glad that it worked out for you.
Well, me too. The Darla Mooney dropped 19.8.
Oh, Mooney. Yes, it is. We'll get into that in a second when we talk about the Diner update.
Mm-hmm.
So for me personally, I am I am on a slide here. I went 1-5 this week. I've got to share with you guys. Just listen to this. This is so in this Superflex league, I'm rolling out this week Dak Prescott and Daniel Jones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dak's done. We'll get to that in the toast report. Guess who I have to replace him on my bench?
Caleb Williams.
Anthony Richardson.
Oh, even better.
Yes, it is. So I will be on the waiver wire this week.
I know exactly who the only available starting quarterback is on the waiver wire.
No, actually, well, take a guess.
No, I know who it is. It's what's his name for Dallas Cowboys?
Cooper Rush?
Yeah.
No, there's one more.
No.
Yeah, I put in a waiver for it.
Who?
You going to snipe him if I tell you?
No.
Look at you looking now because you want to know. You know who it is?
Who? There's somebody out there.
Gardner Minshew, baby. We're doing the same thing, baby.
Oh, I'm looking at a different league then.
Yeah. Yeah, you are because you just picked him up. So clearly it wouldn't be him.
That's why I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
No, this is the other Superflex league. However,
I don't know if I'm in that one.
I got to. Yeah. Okay. You are. But anyways. So I got my waiver claims in for Gardner Minshew and Cooper Rush. How do you feel about that, bro?
It's ridiculous.
Okay, exactly how I feel.
Yeah. I want to
really
know what
terrible.
league this is. I can't find it.
How many Superflex leagues are you in, homie?
Like 3? 2 or 3?
I'm only in 2. Okay.
I'm in 3.
Friday night.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I won. I had a good win. I'm right in the mix. It's just with Dak going out, ooh, baby, it's
oh man, that's so bad.
It's brutality. I am going to be rolling out Daniel Jones and or Gardner Minshew, Cooper Rush, or I might just scrap quarterback in my Superflex altogether and just roll out somebody else.
So I just want to point out to the world right now that we do podcasts for fantasy football because we love it. We try to stay up to date on everything. But what my co-host here doesn't realize is Gardner Minshew is on a bye week this week. So, I mean,
real?
Yeah, absolutely. I shouldn't have told you. I should just let you waste your way for your fab. But yeah,
well, I'm still going to need him for multiple weeks.
Nah, dude, you get what's his name? Dallas's quarterback. Dak's out for 4 weeks.
Cooper Rush.
Yeah, he's out for a minimum of 4 weeks.
Don't worry. My waiver's put in.
That's fine. Is this a fab league? Because I'm about to outbid everything. I'm about to throw the bricks at this place. No, but just so everybody's aware that in some of my Superflex leagues, before I acquired Gardner Minshew, I was just playing other players there. I didn't have to have a quarterback because there's bottom of the barrel down there. So
it's just brutal.
You don't have to play 2 quarterbacks.
The Anthony Richardson thing. Oh man!
I don't know what everybody expected. He played 17 games between high school and his NFL debut. 17 games.
Yeah, I mean
that's averaging 5 and like 3/4 of a game for 4 years.
It's so brutal.
Or for the 3 years he was there, it was a terrible idea to throw him to the wolves like that.
Brutal.
He's the least accurate quarterback since like 2002 or something like that, 2004.
Just a shout out to the other diners out there this week in the OG League. I got this is the award that pisses me off the most. It's the most points scored in a loss award. I'm so blowed. I really needed a win. I was going against the first place person in the league. And I had a good showing. I can't even be mad at it. I outscored all but 3 people in the league and still ended up catching an L. Brutal.
Yeah.
Just absolutely brutal.
Unfortunately, the guy he lost to was the highest scoring person almost every week.
Yeah, dude. And, I got bit by the Olave bug.
Yeah, this dude in first place has yet to have a serious injury or any bye weeks really for his team. He had one, and that was the only one he's lost.
I have the most points scored against me in this league, other than the bottom two, who are like 1-7. So there's always that. I'm just telling y'all out there, because I'm sure there's people out there who can relate. It's so brutal, man.
Who you got on this team?
In the other league, I mean, this is just ridiculous. I went up against a guy in PPR who dropped 181.5 on my behind, dude.
Also the number one person in the league.
Number one, right? So
and also the highest scoring person. No, the second highest scoring person.
So yeah, diners out there. This is, it's just like this sometimes, fantasy football, when you're going into the season, that's why a lot of these podcasts are all like, yeah, when you look at your roster, boy, it looks great every week until
it doesn't.
The season starts, and then everything's out of the window, man. I'm facing a lot of injury bug. But I will say, for most of my leagues, I'm still in the mix. Kerry, you're sitting on top in a lot of your leagues. You want to talk a little bit?
Yeah, I'm
How you feeling?
I'm doing pretty good. We're getting to that stretch of major bye weeks coming up, weeks 10 and 12. I've been talking about it for several weeks now. These are huge bye weeks, so you have to pay attention to what's going on. In this specific league that we're talking about in the last one, where he just lost again to the number one place guy, which is unfortunate. I am tied with this guy. He just has more points than I do. He's got me about 104 points.
I was going to say, this guy's outscored everybody by a long shot.
Yeah, he's devastating everybody. But to be fair, the third place guy has more points than him. But this is the time now. Okay, it's week 10. Most leagues' waiver wires are week 12. Okay, the NFL trade line. Excuse me.
Bless you.
The NFL trade deadline was today. Okay, we'll go over that. Not a lot going on that. So this is the time now for
spoil it.
Yeah, spoiler. There was. If you're keeping up with it, But this is the time now for your teams. Fudge.
Are you dying?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Heard.
This is the time now for you to make your adjustments. Find your backup players. Okay, backup player. I cannot stress this enough. Backup running backs. Okay, this is the time where these running backs have been running stellar all year. They're getting a little tired. Get your backups ready just in case.
James Cook owners, go get you some Ray Davis.
Yeah. But if you're in the middle of the pack, if you're 5-6 on a 10 team league, if you're sitting at 5, 6, 7, if you're sitting at 4 and 5 or 5 and 4, you're not out of the game. Okay, you can make trades. Now, if you're deciding now, because like I said before, this is the time where I would decide, am I going to start building for the future? Now would be the time, because the guys lower on the list to start trading some of your better players to the people higher on your league, and you could probably get them to overpay for these players right now.
And also, like we've been talking about in some of the other episodes, it's like in a lot of my leagues, everybody right in the middle, 4 and 5, 5 and 4, everybody's still in the mix.
Yeah.
This is a week where, you're going to have like a bottom 2 or 3 teams who are at the bottom, clearly. Other than that, everybody's probably still in the hunt. So keep an eye on it. I know in the OG league, the bottom 2 teams have already been pilfered for trades already.
Yeah.
But for a lot of other leagues, you might still be able to convince somebody, and maybe the diamond in the rough would be that team that's 5 and 4, 4 and 5, who, according to the standings, is still in the hunt, but deep down inside, they know they're in a rebuild or they're not putting much into it this year. Try to find those people out.
Yeah. Just remember, you only have to make to the top half of your league to make it to the playoffs.
And I've been seeing in a lot of leagues, somebody put somebody on the trade block, and those trades have been going through like within a day.
Yeah, except for anybody I put up there.
Well, Nobody wants to trade with the top part of the league, right? I mean, that's just kind of the way it works. But for the most part, all the middling teams like myself, anybody you put on the trade block, usually you're getting some traction thereafter. Let's talk about the Diner.
Oh,
The
boy.
Diner had an unfreaking fortunate loss this week with quite a sweat. Well, it wasn't quite a sweat, but it was a sweat. We were down not a lot of points. Or I'm sorry, we were up not a lot of points. And all our opponent had was Kareem Hunt. Now, I will say, because I went to bed somewhere through the third quarter, not by choice. I just fell asleep.
Like 5 or 6 points or something like that.
Oh, no, it gets better. Kareem Hunt in the first half had 1.3 fantasy points. At halftime, you and I were up 1.6 points at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, Kareem Hunt killed that, smashed it.
Mm-hmm.
We took the L. But, for having your team versus one player and him only getting 1.3 points against you in the first half, there was a brief little mini sweat. Unfortunately, that didn't work out.
Nope.
We had Drake London started. That hurt.
That did hurt.
Because he was off to a hell of a start. I think he scored 10.7.
Yeah, he was 2 for 2 with 27 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah. Brutal. So, had he finished his complete game, it might have been a different story. Demarcus Robinson. Can we talk about him for a quick second?
If you want to, he would not have played this good if Puka Nacua didn't fish shove somebody.
Well, that's what I want to talk to you about is Demarcus Robinson somebody you start when Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are playing? Because
I think it's
in all the weeks when they were out, he didn't do a damn thing. He sat promptly on our bench. Matter of fact, we started him week after week because we had to, and he didn't do anything for us.
I think he only does good when it's either just Cooper Kupp or just Puka Nacua. Like when he gets to play the wide receiver too. But as like the alpha wide receiver 1, he's not. That's not him.
What about wide receiver 3?
I mean, he does okay. He's not bad.
Because Colby Parkinson's been phased out.
Yeah.
Whoever's playing tight end for the Rams with Cooper Kupp and Nacua back, it's done. I'm a Colby Parkinson truther. I have him in a lot of leagues, and he's just been sitting right there on the bench.
I agree. It's just whenever they're both in, if you have to play him. But I wouldn't personally because it's just he's a wide receiver 3, and those dudes are going to get between them and Kyron. His just target share is so low. But when it's only Kupp or if it's only Puka, like when Puka got ejected, his target shot through the roof. He got 9 targets.
So we play Brian Thomas, who just had an absolute duck fart. I mean, just like a loud.
Well, he played against Philly.
A loud, wet fart, did nothing. So, again, you diners out there, drop a comment in the section. We had Brian Thomas, or we could have started Demarcus Robinson.
Or Ray Davis.
Brian Thomas was coming off an injury designation. Who would you have started? Diners? Let us know. We clearly messed up, didn't start D-Rob. But, it's like that sometimes.
Yeah, and then to top it all off, Jonathan Taylor came out, 13 carries for 48 yards, 3 for 5 receptions for 11 yards. Got his 8.9. Now, keep in mind, we lost by 16 points.
Was it 16?
Yeah. We have one
second half of Chubb, or I'm sorry, Hunt.
Yeah. We lost by 16 points.
Touchdown.
So we could have literally played. I mean, we could change out 2 people from our bench, and we did one. Or even one person from our bench, and we did one. But the big issue here was I was expecting a better game for Njoku, but he was going against his fun fact. The Chargers defense is one of the best in the league.
against tight ends.
against a lot of teams.
Well, they have a stout defense, that's for sure.
They have a really good defense, but it's just we played our main lineup and it just didn't work out. I really do think if Drake London hadn't gotten out, if he hadn't gotten,
I feel like that would have been a whole different story.
yeah,
If we had a whole
I
Drake
do
London
believe we
game.
would have won. Yeah.
Okay, and then just to put a bow on the Diner talk. So I know last episode we gave a lot of love to Deontay Johnson. Well, guess what we did, folks? We traded him on the high. So, me and Carrie wanted to bolster some depth on our roster, especially with the Brian Thomas news, right?
Yeah.
So we pulled a good one. We traded Deontay Johnson. Who was the other one?
I think we traded him in 2 picks.
No, it was Deontay Johnson, Dontavian Wicks.
Yep.
In a second.
Yep.
For Cooper Kupp.
Let me tell you what, not disappointed.
Dude, so thrilled. I mean, when that, let me tell you something. If you want me to be completely honest with you,
it was Deontay Johnson, Dontavian Wicks, a second and a third.
A second and a third. Oh, because we were up a second.
Because we almost had.
So Betty, okay, so the person we traded with, they wanted a first, and I was like, no. So we did a second and a third. Deontay and Dontavian Wicks, which is a lot. I mean, let's be real. It's a haul, but we're in it to win it this year.
And that's what you do. This is what you do when you're trying to make that push. Because as of right now, in this league right now, we are, where the hell are we? We're 8th with 4 and 5. So together, not doing so hot. But here's a fun fact. We're 8th with 4 and 5, and we have the 3rd most points in the league.
I thought it was the most.
No, 3rd. We're at 1197. Yeah, no, we do actually. You're right.
No, we have the most points.
We have the most points in the league, ladies and gentlemen, which goes to tell you that we're losing to the higher scoring teams every week.
Right. And then come playoff time, listen, people, come playoff time, it's about matchups, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're scoring the most points in the league, come playoff time, it might still happen. But I like to think about, I get that out of my system early. You come in and you might catch, plus, that's 5 more weeks of injury potential.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, dude, we have from positions 3 to 7, everybody's 5 and 4. Okay. We're sitting there at 4 and 5, and first and second are 6 and 3, right? So this thing's wide open. There's still 4 or 5 more weeks to the playoffs.
Yeah, we're also the 2nd most scored against team.
That's what I'm saying. It's just, these are the things that you can never plan on. Sometimes you just get unlucky.
Yeah.
But that Kupp trade, it made me smile even going to bed. I went to bed smiling.
I'm pretty sure you had more points than both of them combined. Because I know in our game last week, we played against the Zay Flowers owner. Let me tell you what. Zay Flowers crushed it.
We did play Zay Flowers.
Yeah, we played against Zay Flowers and Garrett Wilson. All right. With a combined total of 62.7 points. Okay. So that's who we played against. Okay. Was that. And that was all of their points. That was half of
Not to mention Kareem Hunt again.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt and Justin Herbert.
Yeah, dude.
That's where all their points came from. Jerry Jeudy was out there, but 14-3. That's not bad. But yeah, that's not bad. Addison got 16-10, but the majority of his points came from 2 people.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson, who's wide receiver 3 on the league, which is funny because a podcast that I listened to was totally out on Garrett Wilson 2 weeks ago. They said he's just not the wide receiver we thought he was going to be. He's not putting up the numbers we thought he was going to, and this and that. I mean, what more do you want from somebody?
For the record, I said the Devontae trade would be great for Garrett Wilson. I love it. The last 2 weeks, he's been killing it.
He has been.
So, yeah, that's your Diner update. Sorry, guys. I'm sure a lot of you Diners don't care about our team, but you know what? It's good. Everybody can relate. All the Diners can relate at this time of the year.
Absolutely.
So that's why we dive into these league by leagues. I know y'all listeners are not in our leagues, but I think everybody can relate.
Yeah. I love our Cooper Cup trade. I might actually go try to acquire him in another league if I don't hear back about
That's what I'm talking about.
my current trying to trade.
All right, let's we do for you diners, we do want to do a 2024 rookie redraft as of today. So we want to get to that. So we're going to fly through the toast report and take some inventory, and then we will get into our redraft. Kerry,
That's
take
right.
it away.
All right. Starting with the toast report, the big one. Chris Olave suffers a concussion. Chris Olave suffered an apparent concussion in the first quarter of Sunday's game versus the Panthers. Olave has sustained 4 documented concussions, including one in week 6 of this season.
He was out
could
cold,
be
dude.
looking at an extended absence. If I remember correctly, this is actually his 5th one, 4 in an NFL career, then one in college. Okay, so this is not good. There was an update as of November 3rd. Olave has been ruled out with a concussion, obviously. He has movement in all of his extremities and is undergoing further evaluation at Atrium Health Carolinas Medical Center, the team said in a statement. Now, for those...
He was back in the locker room by the time the game was over.
Yeah, but this is after that. This is after the game. He's going to be, like, looked at and stuff.
Gotcha.
But he if you didn't see this hit, okay, it was over the middle. Derek Carr threw a terrible pass in the air, like probably 10, 11 feet in the air. There's no way he could have got it. He had a defender behind him. He had a defender from him. He couldn't see. He was up in the air, and he just got crushed between these guys. And his body went immediately limp. He didn't stiff up. His body just dead weighted to the ground. And
I think he was unconscious midair.
Yeah, I think he was unconscious midair and had the wind knocked out of him at the same time because he's breathing very heavy when he was on the ground. You could see his whole body move when he was trying to breathe. Now, if you did see him carted off, the rumors are when he was carting off, you could see a giant wet spot on his leg, and it looked like he may have even pissed himself when he got hit. And those are all bad signs.
That's terrible.
Like if you go unconscious and you don't stiffen up and you're breathing like that, that's a horrible concussion. So keep an eye on that for all the owners out there. It's like thoughts and prayers for him to get better. Just all I can tell you to do is hold tight.
And my opinion, the Saints are trash this year.
They are bad.
I don't think he plays another game this year. And then starting next year, I believe he's on the Tua watch where one more concussion, Olave's done.
Yeah. And I think they should just trash out and get a quarterback. But moving on, Isaiah Likely, sideline Tuesday. He has a hamstring. He didn't participate on Tuesday's practice. He played a season low of 30% offensive snaps last week, and it looks like we know why now. We'll see. You got to pay attention to see if we practice for the rest of the week on the final injury report for Thursday night's game. So, I mean, it is what it is. If he doesn't, shoot up Mark Andrews. Lamar Jackson was also held out with a knee. Didn't practice Tuesday. He missed 2 practices last week before torching the Broncos for 280 yards and 3 scores. It's at least worth noting Jackson ran only 3 times for 4 yards in that one, both season lows. Just keep an eye on him. Jim Harbaugh confirmed on Tuesday that Jackson will play against the Bengals on Thursday night. He remains a must start. T. Higgins still out Tuesday with a quad injury, did not practice on Tuesday. He seems unlikely to be available for Thursday unlikely to be available for Thursday night's game against the Ravens, but we'll see how he's listed on the final injury report tomorrow. Higgins' absence would lock in Mike Gesicki as a top 10 tight end play. Listen, if Mike Gesicki is out on waivers or out there on the waiver wire, get him. Because when T. Higgins is not playing, Mike Gesicki is taking a chunk of these targets now, and he is unreasonably good. Now, all the years he's been out playing, I've never seen him play this well. I knew he was capable of it, but he always played on teams that just did not throw him. Like the Dolphins don't throw their tight ends. That's just, it is what it is. Jerry Jones says there's a good chance, end quote, CeeDee Lamb plays week 9. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said Tuesday that wide receiver CeeDee Lamb's shoulder has a good chance to play versus the Eagles this weekend. We take anything Jones says. I mean, I don't personally believe almost less than half of what Jerry Jones says. So take that with a grain of salt. But this match's previous reporting that Lane could be ready by Sunday. We'll keep a close eye on his status throughout the week, or just keep a close eye on it. Look out for it. For now, he's projected to play. But like I said, just because I wouldn't trust what Jerry Jones says. So do your own research. Keep an eye out. See if CD's ready. Dak is going to miss 4 games. He had like a torn. I think what he had. He's on the IR now. He had a torn hamstring. He had a torn hamstring and something wrong with his hand. I doubt Dak comes back in 4 weeks. So I doubt he might not even come back at all because their team is bad. I don't think they're in playoff contention. And it's just, it is what it is. Jalen McMillan is inactive. He was inactive for Monday's night's game with a hamstring injury. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's going to leave him iffy for week 10. But the Bucs have a week 11 bye, so they might just hold him off until after the bye week just to make sure, because hamstrings are tricky. They're very tricky injuries.
Yeah, T. Higgins.
Yeah, you can rest all you want to, but if you come back and re-aggravate it as soon as you come back, more often than not, it's worse than the initial injury. So you have to pay attention to this. A.J. Brown is day-to-day with a knee injury.
Good news.
Yeah, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. Just look for more details on Brown's injury. Just got to keep up with that against Cowboys on Sunday. It'd be nice to have him back, but I'd be okay if he stayed out. I'd rather Devontae Smith get those targets. But anyway,
a little personal bias.
Yeah, right. Drake London. Now this is a big one. So I'm a Falcons fan. He's day to day. Falcons head coach Raheem Morris labeled wide receiver Drake London day to day with his hip and oblique injuries. It's the latest indication that London dodged a significant injury. He seemingly has a chance to play versus the Saints on Sunday, but we'll keep you posted. Just keep up with his own stats. Pay attention if he practices and stuff like that. And for those who don't know, Dan was just battling my dog at the door to the studio. She's 70 pounds, and I will post a picture of her for everybody to see. And she is a nuisance, and I love her.
She's also a Drake London owner.
Yeah. She's a Falcons fan.
So for
whether she wants to be or not.
Missed it on the NFL trade deadline day. I'll just fill you in. It was a bit of nothing. A couple days ago, Dennis Allen was fired. It might have been yesterday, whatever day. Dennis Allen fired as the Saints head coach. Luke Getsy fired as the offensive coordinator for the Raiders. They also fired their offensive line coach, and I heard Antonio Pierce say he wants to get back to the football, basically the ground and pound. They want to run this thing.
God, I hope so. I love
if you have Zamir White, that might be something,
ladies and gentlemen.
That might be something to watch. Zamir White. Now, it is the Raiders. Not sure, but the Raiders are on a bye this week. So a lot of teams, it is smart to, if you're going to make a firing, make it before the bye. So that way you get that extra week. I kind of like the Raiders to come back and maybe score some points when they do come back.
That'd be great. Jacoby Meyer players, keep an eye out.
That's right. Khalil Herbert from the Chicago Bears to the Cincinnati Bengals. Zach Moss out with a neck injury. Said he'll be at least the regular season out.
That's not good.
He's a dust bucket anyway. Who cares? Khalil Herbert, awesome. Love him. Always been a fan of Khalil. That should be nice in Cincinnati.
Pick him up. This is the time to pick up backup
That's right.
running backs.
And love Khalil Herbert.
Absolutely.
I've always loved him.
He's good.
Here's a big one. Ready? Drum roll.
Oh, yeah. This is major news, ladies and gentlemen.
Jonathan Mingo to
boy.
the Dallas Cowboys, even after Jerry Jones was pumping everybody up, blowing smoke up that ass, saying, oh, yeah, no, we have a plan. We're gonna land a receiver. Had everybody thinking, okay, they're going to try to go for Anybody but Jonathan Mingo.
Fourth round pick, Jonathan Mingo.
Fourth round pick, which is more. They gave up more than what they got for Amari Cooper.
Yeah,
People,
terrible.
Dallas.
And they lost their starting quarterback. So
not a fan of Dallas.
What a great time.
It makes me smile just on behalf of all Dallas fans. That's what you get. Okay, Mike Williams from the Jets to Pittsburgh.
I like this move. I like the Mike Williams to the Pittsburgh because Mike Williams, he is a good wide receiver.
Well, he's a bit washed.
But he just doesn't play a full season.
Well, but he's a long distance down the field dude. And Russell Wilson loves to throw the ball downfield.
He does.
So I like this move too. What I really like is
it pulls off
George freaking Pickens.
I like that
baby.
is going to pull defenders off George Pickens.
Yeah. George Pickens, baby. Sweet George P. I love this. And then another one that's defensive. Well, there's two defensive moves that I actually really liked. Number one, the Lions went and replaced. Well, nobody can replace Aiden Hutchinson, but they went and picked up the defensive end from Cleveland. His name is escaping me right now, but he's been a journeyman. No. From Cleveland. Smith, right? Is it Smith?
I think so. If you give me a second.
The something. So, anyways,
you nailed it, buddy.
Yeah.
I am so proud of you right now. Just something.
Maybe Smith. Well, but he's been good for Cleveland. He's got some sacks this year. He's a journeyman. He's played for Baltimore. He's played for Philly. Yeah. So I think he'll be good. Nobody will ever replace Aiden Hutchinson.
To where to Detroit, right?
Yeah.
The defensive end.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lions get Zadarius Smith.
Smith. That's exactly what I said.
To something Smith.
That's right. And then one of my favorite moves of the last day, Marshawn Lattimore finally from New Orleans gets dealt to Washington. Boy, Washington is all in. And if I were in that division, I would too. You're sitting there at 7-2. You got probably
first time since I think 1996 or something like that.
You got the NFL MVP, the NFL Rookie of the Year. You guys are just feeling it. The defense has gotten better week after week, and now you add Marshawn Lattimore to that secondary. I think this was just a hell of a move.
I don't know about MVP. League MVP, but definitely Rookie of the Year.
Jaden Daniels, you wouldn't put him in MVP?
I don't know.
Who would you put at MVP over Jaden Daniels?
I put him in a race, but Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry.
Nah.
Dude, Derrick Henry, are you kidding me? Derrick Henry scored every single week this year.
I mean, he's in the consideration. Jaden Daniels, look, Jaden Daniels single-handedly turned Washington around.
No, I mean, that and the coaches. There's some coach changes, but no,
to think Dan Quinn was.
I'm not taking anything from Daniel or from what's his name,
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels. I'm not taking anything from him. He's amazing. People who drafted him, good job. Do not let go of this guy. This is a future hold player. He's going to be good every year, but I don't think he's going to win it. Clearly, it's going to be
in my record book. He's the MVP right now.
Clearly, it's going to be Anthony Richardson because that's what the world wants.
Side note, now I'm having a brain fart. Dan Quinn, the coach of the Commanders,
he's been killing it.
Was on Dallas's staff last year.
He's killing it. You can see the huge difference that a good coach makes.
Dallas fans out there, I'm having a laugh at your expense.
Look,
yes.
They had to cut costs, man, to afford Dak and CeeDee.
Sure, okay.
And Micah Parsons, who's been, you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm doing air quotes, injured almost all year.
Okay. Moving on and taking inventory. I just have like some quick things. Let's fly through this so we can get through our redraft.
Okay.
So according to Next Gen Stats, this week, 4 teams scored within the final 2 minutes. All of those 4 teams went for 1-point conversions, which made them, and they all lost. No, they went for the 1 point, all 4 of them, that scored with 2 minutes or less left in the game. They all went for 1. They all ended up losing. So my question to you is, would we be...
What are you talking about 1-point conversion? The field goal?
What's the extra point?
Okay, let's call it that. You're the only person I know that's ever called it. They went for the 1-point conversion.
Okay, fair enough.
It sounds dumb.
Fair enough. 4 teams scored within the final 2 minutes. They all went for the extra point. All 4 of them lost. So my question to you, my friend, is if they didn't, would we be grilling them if they still lost? Or how do you feel? Are you irritated that they didn't go for 2? It's a tricky time in the NFL right now, especially for 2 dudes your and my age, right? Because we grew up where it was you punt on 4th, you go for the 1, you know what I mean? And then now this is slowly turning into something else.
The age we grew up in was if it was in the last minute of the game and you were down, you go for 2. I'd rather lose trying than to lose conceding.
That's not how we grew up. That's your personal thing.
That's how I grew up.
They always went for 1.
No. Not when the game was on the line, not at 1. Now if it's the last time they're getting the ball, absolutely not.
It's probably because you were watching the finals.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Browns didn't because they suck.
Well, yeah, the Browns were never within a touchdown of the final 2 minutes.
You're just not used to this. You're just not used to it.
It's just something to think about, right? It's like, there's always, I keep hearing all these different people weigh in about, you go for 2. You got Dan Campbell in Detroit. He's never going to punt.
Nope.
But then, it's just, I only brought this up, Next Gen Stats. Thank you. I just thought it was an interesting stat and something to think about.
It is.
Congratulations to Bryce Young. Got his 2nd win.
That's right. Good job, Bryce. Horrible stat line.
I wasn't even going to get into that.
It was really bad.
Tennessee, New England. Take me through that overtime, dude.
Oh, man. I watched it, and it was so good. Like, even them getting to overtime, it was so good. Tennessee drove down. Calvin Ridley made some plays. They were out there getting it done. And they get down there, they get stopped. They take their field goal. Okay? They waste almost the entire clock. There's only like 2 minutes left. So then Drake May gets on his high horse, and he makes a run. He makes like a 15-yard run, gets the first down, goes out of bounds, smart play. He moves him. He's driving him downfield. And then he throws the worst interception ever. He threw it to like wide open cornerbacks. He just fucking.
It wasn't even close because I didn't see it.
It was fairly close, but it was like
questionable.
It was short. It was so short, and
that's 3rd game.
Yeah, I think so. But it's just the guy intercepted the ball when the defender intercepted the ball. He took about 2 yards worth of steps, and then he stopped and thought about it, and then he took a knee.
See, I didn't get to see the end, but I will say Drake May look good in the beginning.
He does. Now listen, he does look good. These losses like this, these are going to be an NFL learning experience for rookies.
True.
Okay.
And he's concussed.
Yeah, and he's concussed. But he looks really good. If he's on your waiver, I'd grab him. As far as Dynasty goes, I'd grab him, hold him. But
dude, in one of our leagues, he was dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I snatched him up. as quick as I could, and then had 2 different managers be like, "Yo, what do you want for Drake May?"
Yeah,
nothing.
Dude, one of our leagues, somebody dropped Mike Williams.
I saw that.
Yeah, they dropped him like an hour before he got traded.
Mike Williams is kind of like on my list. I think I'm done with him.
That's fair.
I think I'm at the point where if he burns me, so be it. I've said my piece. It's been a 3-year ride with Mike Williams for me, And I think after 3 years, I'm done, dude.
That's fair. I understand.
There's no rational explanation for that. I think it's just a personal preference, right? It's like my blind love for Chuba. I love him.
Yeah, that's fair. And
Mike Williams.
your blind hatred for Joe Mixon.
No, we can't refer to that anymore because I publicly apologized last episode.
Yeah,
once you do a public apology, you can't keep throwing that up. Now, the blind hatred would be for Brandon Ayuk, who was on my list, and then I traded for him, and then he tore his ACL. So now I'm having a lot of inner strife about how I really feel about this dude.
When it comes to some trades we discuss between me and Dan, we discuss from different leagues, and I told him don't do it because he is not good. He has not been performing good. He wasn't playing good. He got that bag. I'm staying fast to this. When a player gets a bag of money, a big bag of money, usually that first year when they get paid, they don't perform well. I told Dana it was a bad trade. I expressed it. He still went with it, and then like 2 weeks later, he's out for the season.
The trade was good. The trade was a good trade.
Because now you have no player.
It just happens. Yeah, I mean, the way my last 3 or 4 weeks have been going, everybody's hurt. So you know what? What the hell? All right. The last thing I want to say is that I thought this was so funny. It's just about the Kansas City and Tampa Bay game.
Kansas City.
At overtime, they went out for the coin toss. The coin goes in the air. It's Mahomes and Baker standing across from each other. The coin goes in the air. It hits the ground. Kansas City clearly wins the toss, and you see Mahomes do that, like, pulling the football to the chest motion. And then the camera pans to Baker, and he just rolls his eyes in disgust, like, damn it. They have the ball first. We don't have a shot. And sure as anything.
Yep.
I felt so bad for Baker. He knew it. It's so like against certain quarterbacks like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Is that the only two?
Dude, listen.
Who else? Okay, let me ask you a question. What are the quarterback in the league besides Mahomes and Allen where it's overtime and you lose the coin toss and you're already defeated?
Lamar Jackson
is in that category. I agree. Anybody else?
I wouldn't want to go against 2-minute Stafford with a full set of wide receivers.
Yeah, but
for the most part, yeah, it's pretty much it.
No matter what, Kansas City had no receivers, and people would still be rolling their eyes about it. I'm talking about, you're right. Lamar's a great one.
Yeah.
Lamar, Josh Allen, Mahomes.
That's pretty much the only ones I can really pull up.
Another one where it's like,
that's the only ones I can really.
There's some honorable mentions. Yeah. Justin Herbert can certainly do a 2-minute drive
they're letting him throw now. So, but I just real quick about this Kansas City game. It's Kansas City offensive line's BS because it's that same right guard or right tackle who jumps back before the ball's height.
Yeah,
he does it every single game, and it's always the play that saves the game for Kansas City Chiefs. It's always that play. And they never call it. That dude never gets called for false starts. And he jumps back like half a second for the ball's height. He jumps back to get ready to block. They never call it. And this time they did it on the game-tying drive to take them to overtime. And it's every single time. It's every single time that Kansas City needs this play. They need this play to go through to win the game or do this or do that. It's always that guy. If you don't believe me, go watch the replays because there's always some shenanigans going on in their offensive line that just does not get called.
I heard somebody else talking today about this guy studied the best offensive lineman in the league, which is Lane Johnson, according to who his mentors told him. And so according to him, he claims that Lane Johnson was doing this forever, and that's who he learned it from. I am interested, if I have the time, to go and check the film for both of them and see if this is true.
Either way, it's false start
That's true.
every time, because if he does that, then a defender reacts to it, the defender gets flagged. It's happened several times, and these are just, I'm not trying to be biased or anything like that, but this is a simple fact that Kansas City's offense line, while they're really good, they get away with a lot of things. They turn a blind eye to a lot of the holding calls and a lot of that stuff. So, but
okay, on the daily special segment, you got me this week head to head, brings our record to 3-3. My question for you. Well, first I have a comment. Jalen Waddle.
I don't know what to do.
He can eat Rocky Mountain oysters.
I don't
till the sun comes home.
I don't know what's going on with him, but he seems like he's hurt every single game.
You know, I have a team where I have Jalen Waddle and T. Higgins. If you can imagine, I am not doing well in that league. It's probably my worst team. Not worst by talent, but worst by record. And I'm just pissed. We'll do a future segment. I'm going to work on the injuries with Waddle and Higgins and some of these other players. I have a segment I'm working on. We'll get to them in a different week. My question for you is on the head-to-head. Are you just going to play Saquon every week?
Why not?
So, yes.
Play him. I mean, dude, he's good. If I could squeeze Derrick Henry into the lineup and not lose a substantial amount of players, I would play him every week. Saquon's just a cheaper version of the RB1.
This week. Now, after that reverse hurdle jump stuff, he's probably going to be the highest price.
That was a Madden move. Did you see?
No, Madden, you can't even do that in Madden.
You see the camera angle from his team's sideline when he did that?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God. I watched that live and I was like, what just happened?
It's so unreal. If anybody hasn't seen it, check it out. It's everywhere.
I watched it live and I thought it was an instant replay playing backwards.
It was absurd.
He juke moved, spun around a dude, and then jumped backwards, hurdle over somebody.
I was even showing people that don't care about football. I'm like, look, you got to watch this because you need to respect what just happened.
Me too. I showed it to a guy, and he was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, yeah, dude. He's like, this guy, I don't watch football, but this guy's really good at it. I'm like, yeah. And it's like, I'm bigger than him. You're bigger than him. And he just jumped like 9 feet in the air.
Right.
Talking about ass to ground. Yeah.
It was so wild.
It was insane. That's one of those plays that's going to go down in history. It's going to be one of those plays that anytime football comes up, back up, and they start showing little replays, hyping everybody up in the commercials, that play is going to be on.
That was a legacy play for him, right?
It was.
Because
it was literally not just because he's been playing super well for Philly, but it's really just the stamp, the exclamation point on FU New York Giants. You've been holding me back for years.
Well, not even. I mean, the man, what held him back was injuries. But the Giants didn't hold him back. The Giants' offense revolved around Saquon.
Okay, maybe I should rephrase that. You have stopped me from getting a Super Bowl for years.
Yes. All right. We can agree on that.
Yeah.
Because with the Giants, like, I had him on my teams. Like, this dude was still doing the same stuff if he wasn't hurt. But this particular play, this is a NFL Films. It will live on forever.
Yeah.
And on top of that, now, if you think it's scripted, whatever the powers that be, they were in the old classic Eagles green.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the old Kelly green.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Like,
that's right.
Make you have it any better.
I love it. And to the point of Saquon Barkley was injured a lot on New York Giants team. He really was. But their offensive line is nothing like what Philadelphia is offering him.
Definitely.
So, but anyway.
Before we get into our rookie redraft, I just have some fun facts. You ready for some fun facts? You want to have some fun? So, if anybody didn't see this, the NFL in total consumes 80,000. Yes, folks. 8 and 4 zeros. Uncrustables per year.
I believe
Did you see that?
I believe it. I think I heard something about that, yeah.
Dude, I might have told you earlier in the week because it just blew my mind.
Yeah, you may have.
Uncrustables, for anybody who doesn't know, they're these little like
Living under a rock.
peanut butter jelly. Well, yeah, I guess. I guess you should know, but if you don't, no shame. They're little peanut butter and jelly sandwiches that come with no crust. It's an Uncrustable. Okay, you put it together. They look like little empanadas almost. They're about that big. Dude, 80,000 Uncrustables per year. And, just to top that off, Denver Broncos go through 700 per week as a team. How about that? 700.
Good for you guys.
So if you do the quick math and there's 52 people on a roster, that is a lot of Uncrustables per week.
Yep.
Okay. For Baltimore, in their game against Denver, apparently Denver had too many Uncrustables because Lamar had his 4th career game with a perfect QBR rating. Derrick Henry reached his 100th career rushing touchdown with 101 now.
That's what I'm talking about.
And Zay Flowers,
Crushed it.
God, with 127 reception yards and 2 tutties. So,
That's right.
Baltimore standouts. Another fun fact: New York Giants. Danny Dimes. Let's take a second and shout out Danny Dimes, who's a can of green beans. Danny Dimes. The Chiefs have won 2 Super Bowls between Danny Dimes' most recent 2 passing touchdowns.
Yeah. Sucks.
2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, it's terrible.
His most recent 2 passing touchdowns. I thought that was fun. And then I just thought it was wild how players are asking their agents and teams to come out and ask to be traded to Washington. In what planet is this that we're living in? That's never happened in my lifetime. And then also, I thought it was interesting. Mahomes and his wife, Brittany, are talking to the WNBA about trying to have the next expansion team in Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes already owns the national women's soccer team in Kansas City. He's part owner of the Kansas City Royals, and he owns something else in Kansas City, a sporting team.
Does he?
Yeah, there's one other thing. But now they're trying to bring an expansion team for the WNBA to Kansas City. Mahomes doing his thing. And then my last and final fun fact. Going into week 9. Okay. 1.74% of teams were still winless on Sleeper.
Really?
1.74%. Now, out of that 1.74%, 18% of those have CMC. 13.2% have Mahomes. And 12.3% have Travis Etienne.
Oof. So 2 people have been injured. And then Mahomes is just, he's just not a good.
I was going to check back on these stats after this week, right?
He did
into week 9.
He did well last week. He did really well for week
last night.
Yeah, he did really well. Mahomes did, but he did really well.
Nothing crazy.
But it's been like over a season's worth of games, like 20-something games since he scored that many points.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not good.
So he probably ruined my stat after last night. But just so y'all know, out of 1.74 total teams on Sleeper, which has to be millions of teams, right? 18% with CMC, 13.2 with Mahomes, and 12.3 with ETN. Now, without further ado, let's get into a quick rookie redraft. Okay. Now, people, we're going to do this PPR. We're only going to go 2 rounds, and we're going to go 10 picks each round. Okay. So we'll give basically our top 20, but going back and forth because this isn't my ranking. We're going to draft.
Okay.
This would be better with a 3-person draft, but you know what?
We got.
They'll love it.
Yeah.
The diners will love it.
Okay.
I'm just do you have anything you want to say while I pull up the original draft?
Who goes first?
Oh, you know what? Why don't you come up with a little game
Okay.
where we can figure out who goes first?
I mean, we can flip a bottle cap.
All right, let's get it.
All right. You want flat side or spike side?
This is great for the listening audience.
Yep.
Give me the logo side.
Logo?
Yeah.
Side, flat side?
Whatever
right.
side it is, give me the logo.
I'll go first.
All right, my man.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, let's get it.
My pick's going to be Malik Neighbors.
Ooh,
That should have been obvious.
Dinsel, number one.
That should have been obvious. I've been saying that since the draft. Malik Neighbors is going to be the best wide receiver out of this class.
Okay, well, you know what? I agree. Malik Neighbors so far has been the best wide receiver out of this draft. However, at pick number 2, I'm going to go ahead and lock down Jaden Daniels because this guy, again, I feel like he's the MVP this year, and I stand behind it. So I'm going to go Jaden Daniels for pick number 2.
Okay, so pick number 3, I'm going to take Brian Thomas Jr.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's a solid pick, dude. Brian Williams, you know, he's on our diner team.
Brian
this
Thomas?
guy, Brian. What did I say?
Brian Williams.
Who the hell is that?
I don't know, probably some.
It's Brian Robinson and Brian Thomas. I am just
Yeah, he keeps tripping up.
I'm just struggling with that. All right, that's not a bad pick, dude.
Okay.
All right, so at pick number 4.
Hold on, wait. Let me start writing these down so we know who's picked who.
Okay, that's a good idea. All right, so at pick 4.
Hold on, let's see. Dan had Daniels. I had BTJ. All right, pick 4.
All right, we good? I think, honestly, dude, after 8 weeks in or 9 weeks in, I think at pick number 4, dude, I got to go Brock Bowers.
Good one. That's a good one.
This guy, I just can't imagine him, you know, in startup drafts. This guy was going second round. And now that I've seen what's happening, oh man, he's the man. I will say he is the man. He's
so
everything
good.
as advertised
Really
coming
is.
out.
He really is. My next pick is going to be Tyrone Tracy.
In the first round?
Yep.
Oh man. Okay.
Who you think I was going to pick? Sorry ass fucking. Oh, sorry for cussing. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Now I will say, listen. Tyrone Tracy, a 5th round pick for the Giants. He has clearly taken Devin Single Digits job.
Yep.
Okay. He looks great.
Yes, he does.
And I love that he used to be a receiver. He only just recently became a running back. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah.
Yeah, he started as a wide receiver.
So
and
good.
now he's like, no, I want the ball more.
Yeah, he is so
Make
good.
me a running back.
He is so good.
In our league, he went round 4, pick 8. So I get where you're at there. For Dynasty, I'm a little scared though about a 5th round running back going that early, but it's a good pick. I mean, Tyrone Tracy looks legit.
He does.
All right. I think, I mean, if you're going to make me do it, I'm going to go ahead and take Marvin Harrison here.
I'm surprised you didn't take him first like you did in all your drafts.
Listen, he's still legit. I am not pressing the panic button. Marvin Harrison is a stud that we don't even need to discuss. Go ahead.
Yeah,
What's your
good
next
idea.
pick?
Let's not discuss it. You're right.
Well, no. Oh, if you're going to hate on him, let's discuss.
I've been hating on him the entire time.
Yeah, I know.
If
what's the
I'm
problem?
going to. He's just, I think he's a good player. He's just not on the right team.
So for a Dynasty Rookie Redraft, You're not taking him with the 6th pick. Say you're number pick 6 or 7.
Depending
Well,
who's on
we're going to see because you're about to pick number 7.
Yeah, see, depending on who's on the board. I mean, who's there?
All right, go ahead and make your next pick.
I'm just saying, but as of right now, Marvin Harrison Jr. is wide receiver 23.
Okay. Well, who's your okay? So you go ahead and make pick number 7.
I will make pick number 7.
You
Thank
do
very
that.
much. I absolutely will. My pick 7 is going to be, as of right now, it's going to be. That's a good question. Probably, I would go. Xavier Leggett.
Ooh, spicy. Okay. Oh, boy, you have thrown. See, this is why I like doing exercises like this where we don't talk about them ahead of time because I love being surprised. And
because we're talking current up to week 10.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking through week 9.
Yeah, so
this is the rookie draft.
Yeah, rest of the season, I feel as though these guys are going to
and Deontay Johnson gone. I'm telling you, man, Leggett looked good. I started him in a league, man. He got me double digits.
Yeah, he's massive.
If Bryce Young wasn't the quarterback, this might be a whole different ball game.
Yep.
Okay. Well, pick number 8 in the first round. I guess I'm going to go Caleb Williams here. You're leaving me no choice.
There's plenty of choices.
Well, I guess if we're talking dynasty, like pick number 8 is way ahead of where he was going anyway. I believe in him.
I don't.
I do. So I guess that's the difference, right? Like, I guess there's nothing else to say, right? I still believe in Caleb Williams. I hate their coach.
He does good against. He does good against.
To go bye today.
Caleb Williams does good against bad teams, just like C.J. Stroud.
It's his rookie year.
Oh yeah,
but
I went with Bo Nix.
That was my next pick.
No, it's not because it's mine.
Good pick, dude. Yeah, Bo Nix has certainly shown it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he really has. Okay, so with pick, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So this is the last pick of the first round.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna dig down to my Irish roots, and I'm gonna take Ladd McConkey.
Okay, that's fair. That's a good one. That's who I was going to take.
Is it? Okay,
yeah, but you got him.
Ladd. Now, I will say, in the beginning of the year, the Chargers looked kind of blah. We even went out in the diner and made a trade for J.K. Dobbins.
We did.
Who worked out this week because he had 2 tutties and 120-something yards and whatever. But Ladd McConkey, they're starting to throw it a little bit more, and Ladd McConkey is really benefiting from that.
Absolutely is.
All right, so that finishes round 1.
Yes, it does.
So after round 1, I went. Carrie
down the
took
list.
Malik Neighbors first. I took Jaden Daniels. Then Carrie took Brian Thomas. I took Brock Bowers. Then Tyrone Tracy, Marvin Harrison, Xavier Leggett, Caleb Williams,
Bo Nix,
and Ladd McConkey.
That's right. And now we're up to round 2 for the one. Are we snake drafting? Nope. Okay. So I get the 1-1 in round 2. Let's see here. Who do I like? Like a lot of people.
With the first pick in the second round, who is Carrie going to take?
Carrie's going to take. Shoot. Carrie's going to take Trey Benson.
Ooh. Trey Bizzle.
Yep.
Ooh, baby, I like that. You know what? Trey Benson has not gotten his shot because James Conner has been so dominant.
This week just passed. He got some play time, and he is so good.
He's so good. Yeah, I drafted him in every league I could.
If he goes down, dude, If James Conner goes down, this dude is about to.
I drafted
crush
him
it.
in every league I could.
I'm trying to get him right now on a trade, but the person hasn't figured it out.
Ideas.
What do you want for him? On air trade right now, Dan. What do you want for him? You want
Which league?
I don't know. Well, no, because I want him because I want him in his particularly because I have James Conner.
So you're looking for just a handcuff?
Yeah.
Which league?
That's going to be
Isle.
Hope.
On the island?
Yeah, Hope.
Huh. All right. So since I'm on the clock, I'll look into that. So since I'm on the clock, my first pick in the second round.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some good names out there.
There's some good names out here, brother. Should I take a third quarterback?
You take whoever you want. 3 quarterbacks on your team. That's up to you.
No, this is just a rookie draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. No, Jake Daniels, Caleb Williams, I don't need it. How about give me Jonathan Brooks right next to Trey Benson.
It's a good one.
Jonathan Brooks is due back any week now.
He's actually active this week.
Well, he has to be, or else he's done for the season. So they're going to make him active. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to play, but I'm going to tell you, I think I have Jonathan Brooks in like half my leagues or more. Anyways.
Oh, is it my turn?
Oh, you know what? Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, who'd you take again?
I took Jonathan Brooks right after Trey Benson.
Okay. Brooks.
So pick number 3 in the second round.
Pick number 3 in the second round is going to be. It's a big time handcuff right here. Braylon Allen.
Woo! Oh my man!
For those who don't know,
oh my man!
So Trey Benson's a good pickup because of who he's behind, right? Braylon Allen's a good pickup because of who he's behind. Both these running backs have proven they can handle the workload. Now, for any reason something happens and Braylon Allen becomes the starter, their rest of season schedule is the easiest schedule for running backs.
No, I feel that. Honestly, when I watch the football, Braylon Allen and Ray Davis are the same dude. These guys are both studs, and all we're waiting on is
they're just
the guy in front of them to go.
Yeah, that's it.
The team to cut them. They don't want to pay the guy in front of them, whatever. They're gone.
Yeah, these guys are immediate star replacements.
Okay, with my next pick number 2 in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Rome Odunze.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Taking a slide compared to, where he was drafted. He was going like top 4 picks in the rookie drafts, but hindsight's always 20/20. I mean, let's be real. So I'm going to take Rome Odunze. Got that stack with Caleb Williams, and he's a rookie. He was a stud in college. Again, I don't trust Chicago. I hate the coach. I'm really hoping. I mean, DJ Moore is throwing temper tantrums and stuff. They might trade his ass off the team soon enough.
Listen,
and Rome Odunze is going to be the number 1 because Kenny Allen is an old man.
Are you referring to DJ Moore walking off the field on that play?
Yes. He's some of his other antics.
Yeah, that's true. He stepped out of bounds.
Right, but you can block for your man. Block a dude.
There was nobody over there but him.
Man, I don't care. You don't walk off the field, dude.
Yeah, you do.
When
Caleb Williams sucks. Moving on. My next pick is going to be...
You're tripping. You're letting a dude walk off the field on his team, dude. I swear. I wish somebody would have went and slapped the hell out of him. But anyways, go ahead.
My next pick is Jalen Coker.
Holy smack balls. Okay.
My rookies are loaded, dog.
You're really going for it. Okay. I like that. You know what? Without Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, he's got nothing but opportunity.
Terrible. Was Coker even drafted in the rookie draft?
I don't know. In which one?
I mean, we only had one. It's just the OG league. Because all the other leagues are
draft results. Let's see.
No, I'm looking at it right now. Coker's not even. No. No, because he was picked up on waivers. This
Yeah,
week.
he wasn't even
We
drafted.
picked him up in the diner.
Yeah, he wasn't even
Yeah.
drafted.
By the way, I freaked out. I picked him up in the diner. It ended up working out because the guy we dropped, we didn't even really need. But I saw he was picked up in every league on waivers, and
My first pick in the rookie draft was Braylon Allen in the 4th round.
it wasn't your first pick.
Oh, wasn't it?
Oh, you didn't have a pick.
No, I traded him.
Oh, I see what happened. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, Jalen Coker, man, I think he's promising. I like Jalen Coker. Matter of fact, when we have some time, I was going to go back and look at his film and kind of watch his college tape.
He's quiet, but he's good.
Yeah, dude, I really like it. I think if Bryce Young wasn't the quarterback, Coker would be up there.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
All right, with my next pick. Give me Keon Coleman.
Good one.
I like what I've seen out of him. He's got some time to go. But first of all, he's tied to Josh Allen. And then on top of that, like he's quietly putting together a solid 3 out of 4 weeks. He's not a very good route runner. And if Buffalo had a Steph Diggs to go and like do those dice you up routes, then Keon Coleman could just run down the field and catch these balls. But they don't have that right now.
They don't.
But I think with Keon Coleman, I think by year 2, 3, he's going to be a stud.
Yeah.
All right, next pick. So we're all right. So now that was pick 6 of the second round. So we each have 2 more picks.
I'm taking Drake May.
Good one. I was going to take him the next.
Yeah, I got Bo Nix and Drake May, baby.
Yeah, I was going to take him next.
So I like Drake May. I like where he's headed.
We've already talked about him.
Yeah, I think he's got the talent.
Okay. Well, the next guy on my list is JJ McCarthy, but I've already have 2 quarterbacks, so I'm not going to go there. I'll tell you what. Let me look at my makeup here. Oof. All right, maybe you won't draft this guy next, so I'll just take a shot. Give me Bucky Irving.
Oh, good one.
I needed another running back to go with Jonathan Brooks, but Bucky Irving, this dude looks electric.
He looks great.
For those of you out there, Rachaad White owners, just move on. This is probably his last year. He's got 1 more year under contract, but even Sean Tucker looks good. I would be very hesitant on Rachaad White moving forward.
Yeah, he's not very efficient. But
when Bucky Irving has him, did you see in the game last night when he returned a kick or a punt?
No, I didn't see any of last
This dude went for like 40 on a punt return.
Yeah, I didn't see any of last night's game.
Bro.
I was dead asleep.
Bucky Irving, real deal.
My final pick of the rookie redraft.
Final pick.
Ray Davis.
Woo! I was thinking about
I almost took him instead of Drake May, but I was like, let me get Drake May first.
I took Bucky over Ray. Those are 2 solid running back.
The only problem is Ray Davis is behind
Cook.
Yeah, he's behind Cook. So I mean,
right.
Cook's a younger running back.
Yeah. Rachaad White.
Yeah, absolutely. Cook is a younger running back. Yeah, he's doing really good, but
I don't even know if they like him, dude.
I don't know if they like him or not, but they've been using the hell out of him. But the thing is that when he was injured, Ray Davis stepped up and had dominant games. Not like he put up 13, 14 points. No, he was putting up 20 points a game. He was awesome. We have him on our DFD league, and we foolishly did not play him while Cook was out. And I honestly believe it cost us 2 of our losses. So I went with
one of them we didn't play him, but Cook was in. But still,
but I think he got injured that game, didn't he? And Davis stepped in and he just was good. He was electric. All right, Dan.
Final pick
20.
Oh man, this is a tough one.
There's still plenty of people out there.
Yeah, I know.
Jalen McMillan, Jalen Polk.
I looked at McMillan.
Don Mitchell, Ricky Pearsall.
No,
There's Xavier Worthy.
that's who I'm going to go with.
Ooh, I don't like Xavier Worthy. You know what his stat line is? You going to
It's
go
not
with him?
Good.
Go.
Well, hold on.
No, you said so.
No, yeah, I know. I'm going to go Xavier Worthy. First of all, he's tied with Patty Mahomes. I realize his stat line this year isn't that good, right?
Through 8 games, I think it was 8 or 9 games, 8 games, he is 19 catches for 235 yards.
Yeah, but at pick 20 of a rookie draft,
I mean, he is tied
you
to
find
Patrick
some way to
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
He also is the fastest 40 ever ran.
That's true. And if you look at his competition this year, like Kelsey's on his way out, Hopkins is an old man. Rashee Rice might go to jail.
He definitely faces at least suspensions or something next year.
So I guess at pick number 20, like, let's not get it twisted. We just picked 19 dudes ahead of this guy. But at pick number 20, end of the second round, I was willing to take a shot on him.
I wasn't going to take him because I've been paying attention to him because I was high on him in the rookie draft, so I just didn't get him. I was really high on him because he
picked number 1-8 in our rookie draft.
Because everybody was hoping he would be the Tyreek Hill replacement. Yeah.
And also everybody thought Rashee Rice was going to be suspended because of his legal problems.
Absolutely.
Rashee Rice came back and was like,
even regardless, most people are like, okay, they got their speedster guy back, right? Like Tyreek Hill. The only issue is that Worthy's hands are just not good.
Mm-hmm.
If he can improve on that over the course of this year in the offseason and like catching the ball and holding on to it, he will be a dominant wide receiver.
I agree. If I didn't go Worthy, you want to give an honorable mention? If I didn't go Worthy, I was going to take Pearsall.
I was going to take I would take Jalen McMillan because I like the way all
right, see? And I took Irving, so I wasn't going to touch McMillan.
Yeah.
But that's a good honorable mention.
Yeah. I'd have took him or Ben Sinnott.
He's on my list, but just not.
Yeah, he's just not.
If this was a 3-person rookie draft,
way different.
Yeah, it would have been different.
Good honorable mentions out there. I think Michael Penix Jr. in a couple of years is going to be a great quarterback.
These quarterbacks, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to be great. I think Malachi Corley is going to be good, but he's behind.
Even Jalen Wright in Miami.
Yep, even Jalen Wright. I love Roman Wilson, but
we still don't know about him.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. We just don't.
He's on the Diner team. This man has yet to score a point or even play a snap, right?
Yeah,
has he even played?
I don't think so.
Oof.
I mean, there's some other people out there worth taking a shot at, but another one that we didn't pick was Anodyne Mitchell.
Yeah, he's on my list.
Yeah, he was up there. But for the most part, I mean, we pretty much nailed all the good ones. I like my team. I like the fact that I've got some good wide receivers, some good quarterbacks, and some good backup running backs. Like Tyrone Tracy obviously is a starter. Trey Benson, he's just one happening away from starting. Braylon Allen, one happening away from starting. Then Jalen Coker is starting.
Cocker?
Yeah. Drake May is starting. Ray Davis, one thing away from starting. And all these guys I've picked.
Honorable mention McMillan for your team.
Yeah, McMillan. All these people that I've drafted during this right here have all played. They've all had starting time. They've all proven that they can handle the workload of their position.
My team, Jaden Daniels, Brock Bowers, Marvin Harrison, Caleb Williams, Ladd McConkey, Jonathan Brooks, Roma Dunze, Keon Coleman, Bucky Irving, Xavier Worthy, stroking out. And honorable mention to Ricky Pearsall. Both of our teams look great. It's a 2-person draft, and we're the only 2 drafted.
Yeah.
And it was 2 rounds. So, yes, they all look good. However, I hope this guy's helped you out with kind of like, 8 weeks into the season, after seeing what we're seeing, I'm looking at our rookie draft in the league right now, and this thing looks way different.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind next year, when we're in the off season, when we start doing all these workers permits and we start busting down all this tape of these college people, a lot of it depends on the situation they're going into, and a lot of it depends on the talent. And don't believe the hype, people. That's the one thing I've learned over these years. Do not believe the hype because they're just feeding it to you to believe it. Okay? Kerry, do you have anything else before we wrap this up?
That's it, man. That's all I got.
You good?
I'm great.
All right, guys. So we appreciate you tuning in on this November 5th, 2024 election day. Also, listen, I just cannot tell y'all enough. We appreciate the supporters of the Diner so much. We're having so much fun with this, and we're seeing the growth on it, okay? So we want to just keep the growth going. Love y'all so much. Catch us on YouTube and Spotify for the stream at DFD Podcast. Hit us up on the socials at IG and X at DFD_podcast, Facebook at DFD Pod. Please like, follow, subscribe, rate, and review. Please drop a comment. We love that. It gives us content for the next shows, and it just keeps us engaged.
Fire out to Sam, who left us a comment on YouTube. He also admitted he would not have gotten any of those questions right last week based off the stat lines on the game we played.
Kerry Plays a Game was not just bad for just Kerry.
It was.
All right. Shout out to Sam. Thank you for getting back at us. Come on, Diners. We love you. Get in the chat section.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys. So for Kerry, this is Dan. We're going to close down the Diner, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Thanks for stopping by.
Diner closed.